Little beauties have popped up in the garden, bringing many smiles. Meanwhile, in my little studio, I've been experimenting with spun cotton. Lately, I've been curious about the craft, and I've been taking online tutorials by beautiful artists. One of these artists is Rosanna from Rosanna Makes. With Rosanna's help, I made my very first Minnie Mouse from cotton balls. I've added links to my various teachers in the description if you would like to learn more. And as my exploration continues, I've been drawing inspiration from one of my most favourite authors, Beatrix Potter. Since I'm a beginner to the craft, I've been using common craft and household materials, including cotton balls. And as you will notice, Wonder Weavers, many of my first dolls are small, only a couple of centimeters in height. Now that I've completed a few of them, I feel ready for a bigger challenge. I'm going to attempt to make a larger doll, and I'm going to use cotton balls to do this. And I will be honest with you, Wonder Weavers, using cotton balls isn't ideal. And this is because they're made up of small balls or bundles of cotton. It would be better to use cotton roving, also known as cotton slivers. As cotton spun artists highlight, cotton slivers produce a finer or smoother finish. Once I'm ready, I will invest in this material. And even though I'm a beginner, Wonder Weavers, I thought I would invite you along to join me on this journey. If anything else, you may be inspired to take up this craft, and you may learn from my mistakes and from the problems I encounter. And remember, nothing has to be perfect. It's all about creating in the spirit of play. I'm going to make a rabbit inspired by Mrs. Rabbit, Peter Rabbit's mother. First I build the rabbit's armature, and I start by cutting a length of pipe cleaner. It is about 7 centimeters long. And as you can see, Wonder Weavers, I've already bent one end into a hook-like shape. I also bend the opposite end. Next I make the arms by wrapping beading wire around the middle section of the pipe cleaner. I add a second length for the legs. As I look over the armature, I make some adjustments. I trim the end of the larger hook. This part will become gradually the forehead and the nose of the rabbit, and the end was just a fraction too long. And finally, for the ears, I twist a short length of beading wire around the hook. Next, I start wrapping cotton around the head and body of the rabbit, and I'm trying to hold the fibre tightly as I do this. Next, I apply the PVA and water wash. This helps to hold down the ends of the fibres. Before wrapping cotton around the ears, legs and arms of the rabbit, I first need to cover the wire with paper. If you have paper covered wire, you might prefer to use it instead, as my method's a little bit clumsy, but it will get us to the next stage. I've cut up a napkin or a serviette, and I've added a little bit of glue to the paper strips, and then I'm wrapping them around the wire. To increase the strength and stability of the core of the rabbit, I wrap it with cotton thread. I then, with PVA glue, glue 2 plastic eye beads to the head of the rabbit, and I make sure that the eyes sit symmetrically. I then wrap another layer of cotton around the body of the rabbit. I wrap shorter lengths of cotton around the limbs and ears of the rabbit. And as you can see, Wonder Weavers, I'm gently patting the rabbit with my fingers, and this is also helping me sculpt the body. I lay the rabbit down to work further on the ears. After adding the cotton, I take the end of my tweezers and use it to define the inner part of the ear. Before the cotton dries, I make adjustments to the arms and the legs, thinking about the pose I'd like the rabbit to have. I then place the rabbit on its side and work on its cheeks. I add little puffs or clouds of cotton underneath the eyes. I also add small amounts to the back of the head, and this will help stabilize the ears as well as the nose and forehead. I use the end of my tweezers to define the tip of the nose. Now that I'm happy with the rabbit's face, I turn to making the rabbit's dress. I drape a longer length of cotton around the upper part of the rabbit's arms. I then wrap cotton around the body of the rabbit. Once I've applied the wash to the dress, I put the rabbit in a very slow oven. Cotton must be baked in a very low temperature oven to avoid burning the fibers. I baked the rabbit for around 20 minutes. Now that the rabbit is completely dry, I paint her with gouache. As a base colour for her fur, I use coffee and vinegar. For an apron, I glue some white paper to the dress. I then hot glue a shawl and a bonnet I made from scrap pieces of fabric. After adding the shawl, I felt that the dress needed to be a little bit fuller, so I add a little bit more paper, which I folded into a ruffle. So there you go, Wonder Weavers. We've made Mrs. Rabbit from cotton balls. She isn't perfect. She has flaws and imperfections, but she's a wonderful first attempt at making a larger doll. Thank you for watching, Wonder Weavers. Now I would love to hear from you. What are you creating at the moment? Please share with me in the comments. And if you have a suggestion of something you would like me to try and create here on Little Worlds, you can also leave your suggestions in the comments, or you can write to me. All of my details are in the description. Thank you for supporting me and helping me to do what lights me up. I don't ever take that for granted, and I hope that my videos inspire you to play and explore your creativity. So, have a beautiful weekend, and we will see each other soon. Take care, stay well, and don't forget to play. Until then. Adios. Ciao.